Cell phone providers, making sure first responders can make and respond to emergency calls. Commercial airlines that have evacuated tens of thousands of people from the island. The list goes on. And the Small Business Administration has dozens of staff on the island and has begun making low-interest federal disaster loans available to Hawaii businesses, homeowners and renters, and nonprofits to help them begin to rebuild, just to get by for the immediate near term. And we're going to continue to coordinate relentlessly with the people on the ground to make sure the critical work continues. In the meantime, you always hear this phrase,
increasingly crucial for financial well-being. However, recent surveys reveal significant misconceptions about the taxation of the benefits. In a survey by the Nationwide Retirement Institute, over half of adults incorrectly agreed with the statement that Social Security benefits are tax-free. Similarly, in a survey of adults nearing retirement age, more than half incorrectly believe that Social Security retirement benefits are subject to income tax, just like withdrawals from the IRA account. While both Social Security benefits and traditional IRA withdrawals can be subject to federal income, the extent differs, because according to Motley Fool, each dollar from a traditional IRA is considered taxable income, whereas Social Security is taxed only when taxpayers surpass economic thresholds. These thresholds are determined by adjusted gross income, non-taxable interest, and one-half of Social Security benefits. Overall, only a portion of Social Security benefits is subject to federal taxation, even beyond these thresholds. Initially targeting higher earners, the combined income thresholds have not been adjusted for very long, and now over half of recipients now owe tax on benefits due to annual COLA pushing payouts even higher. These annual extending increase means that retirees currently exempt from taxes benefits might find themselves above the thresholds in the future. Social Security taxation varies across states. Most states don't even tax benefits, and if they do, state-specific deductions and exemptions often limit the extent of taxation. Notably, Missouri and Nebraska plan to stop taxing Social Security in 2024. Despite being the smallest revenue stream, the taxation of benefits contributes to Social Security financing, and payroll taxes constitute the majority, followed by interest and taxation of benefits, with a projected $22 trillion deficit through 2097. The Social Security Trust Fund faces depletion by 2034. Resolving this requires increasing revenue, cutting benefits, or a combination of both. It also seems like gas prices are slowly pulling back from the highs of last month, because according to the Top Energy Analysis, Yahoo News, right now if you're a gasoline shopper, you can find gas at less than $3 a gallon in some states. Now we're all looking at 25 to 50 cents per gallon drop in retail. That is virtually certain. Extra aid is slated to end. At least 25 states led by Republican governors decided in May and June to prematurely drop out of several relief programs, including those that provide an extra $300 a week, on top of regular state unemployment benefits and expanded eligibility for jobless aid. The supplemental...
I think climate, I think jobs, good paying jobs, union jobs. By the way, I'm serious. Look, let me get one thing straight about unions.
Insurance programs were running out of money again just 2 years earlier. And now that tax increases necessary to fund scheduled benefits are higher than the Social Security's trustees projected. The trustees also assumed only 4.5% price inflation in 2022 and 2.3% in 2023, while the CBO report accounted for the recent 8.7% cost of increase. According to economists, Social Security's future is not secure. The program is running out of time and money. Recent increase in government spending and debt have crowded out options for reform, and virtually all Americans stand to lose some policy enactment. The Congressional Budget Office report stated that there are 5 main issues right now with Social Security, and the first is that Social Security has a spending problem. Social Security will only be able to pay out 2% tax, and the program promised to take never more than 6% of a worker's paycheck. Today it takes 12%, and even that falls short of the program's ever-rising cost. The Congressional Budget Office projects that Social Security's costs will increase by 42% of the next 75 years, as its revenues remain stable. Protecting Social Security requires reining in on the excessive cost growth. Inaction means benefit cuts of 23%. Current law requires that Social Security benefits come from within the program, so once fund draw runs dry, Social Security will only be able to pay as much as benefits as it receives in taxes. That will mean a roughly $5,000 cut in annual benefits for a typical retiree, and about $4,000 less for the average disability beneficiary. Congressional Budget Office also stated that as of right now, anyone who is 65 or older will not reach today's Social Security retirement age. That's before the age of money runs out. Also, anyone who is currently below the ages of 57 and 100.
He said he just got word that his company said they're no longer going to pay for health insurance. Don't know what they're going to do. Well, you know, for all of you out there and there's so many people who still are in that circumstance. And we talk about being deprived of your dignity. Not being able to take care of your family if you don't have health insurance is I think, one of the most consequential things that can happen to a person. And so, for all of you out there
this year in budget process to over the parts of the federal budget, reducing overall government spending. But as recently as late last year, the White House has asked Congress for an additional $10 billion in crisis funds. The money never came through, and now the administration has agreed to give $27 billion back, including a significant portion of what remained in the fund for emergency preparedness and response. States Congress. Folks, we have a ton of good news about the fourth stimulus check and Social Security benefits. Stay tuned because you definitely don't want to miss out on this. Social Security, everybody, provides monthly benefits to millions of retired seniors. Some of those seniors depend on the program for the bulk of their income, and that's proven to be a problematic thing this year in particular. Although Social Security recipients get a generous 5.9% raise going into 2022, at this point the rate of inflation is far outpacing that boost. That means seniors who live mostly on Social Security are losing buying power even at a time when they're sitting on a higher raise. But that's not the only issue with depending heavily on Social Security. In future, Social Security may have to cut benefits to the tune of 20% due to revenue shortfall. That could leave many seniors in the lurch. In the coming years, Social Security expects to owe more in benefits than it collects in revenue, due largely to an anticipated mass exodus of baby boomers from the workforce. The good news is that Social Security has trust funds it can tap to keep up with scheduled benefits. But once those trust funds run out of money, benefits will be cut back on the table. Meanwhile, the Social Security trustees recently released a 2022 report, and it projects that the program's trust funds will run out of money in 2034. From there, Social Security may have to slash benefit income guidelines. But due to the cost of living adjustment, some Louisiana households may see a decrease in SNAP and other benefits, according to the Louisiana Department of Children and Services. This has so far affected millions of people under the Family Independence Temporary Assistance Program and SNAP program as well. State officials have said that these benefits will decrease in January. The cost of living is already increasing every single day. But now, once again, food inflation is outpacing overall inflation. What this means, though, is that SNAP recipients in the state of New York will once again receive more than $100 in their monthly benefits. SNAP has been crucial for many people in New York, and households that are currently at or near the maximum benefit level, which is about $1,000 for a household of 4, will receive SSI payments of at least $100. Benefits will post between December 12th and December 31st. An estimated $234 million in federal funding will be infused into New York's economy as a result of additional benefits. Since January, the program has contributed more than $2 billion into the state's economy, playing a critical role in the state's economic recovery in the wake of the crisis. According to a recent federal survey, SNAP generates up to $1.54 in economic activity for every dollar invested in the program. So, as food prices affected the number of factors, including extreme weather and supply chain complications, it makes it more difficult for the U.S. government to use tactics like raising the rates to moderate food prices. A number of party